Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Rover Queen here, your friendly comic book mogul, and I'm here with a brand new comic series where I just talk to my neighbors about comics, and it's called Neighbor Watch.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Lambo Kairizi, and I am his neighbor that talks about Toku stuff. I just explain it, but sometimes I want to explain comics. And one thing I love explaining more than anything is bad guys, as today we'll be doing DC's Year of the Villain, Volume 1.
Yes.
25¢ for a three-parter written by arguably some of the best writers in the game right now, at least on DC's side. I'm in it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm definitely excited for it. For those,
listen,
talk to me.
I was gonna say, listen, man, this is the best 25 cents I've spent in a very long time.
So, to catch people up to speed, what happens is that if you are unfamiliar with the DC event Year of Villains or know nothing about it or any of the things that led up to it, the read list that both of us recommend that you take up is Dark Knight's Metal and pretty much Scott Snyder's Justice League run. Pretty much all the stuff from DC Rebirth to now, and Dark Knight's Metal event should be the two that locks you into what you'll need for this to kind of get your hands and feet all dangled and dabbled up to it. Because with the collapse of the Source Wall, the introduction of some force known as Perpetua now is in the air, and DC's Year of the Villains is the catalyst to which all of this starts. Well, I would say the catalyst started at the Source Wall? I don't know. Ro, what do you think?
All right, listen, man. So I'm gonna just get this out the way. It's Batman's fault. All this is Batman's fault.
All right.
So,
hey, you heard it here first, folks.
listen, this is Batman's fault. They warned him not to be messing around with certain things, and he did. Now we got Dark Knight's Metal, so I just want to get out the way. It's Batman's fault. So, yeah, Dark Knight's Metal is definitely a great starting point. I would recommend you read some things before that because there is a trade out right now that pretty much puts together specific things that happen in the DC universe. That's a culmination of years that led up to Dark Knight's Metal. So I guess this has been in the works from God knows when. I started.
So I was gonna say, to put a date on it, if you're familiar with the events of Final Crisis, that's the catalyst that started Dark Knight's Metal. So Scott Snyder really reads his DC, and he really pulled from that lore. So.
And as you can see, I just started reading comics, so. But yeah,
that one was more for the audience. And for me, I'm a fucking old head. I feel like the oldest young man in the world. I've been going back and reading so much comics, it's ridiculous. So, Final Crisis stuff led to Dark Knight's Metal, and then Dark Knight's Metal stuff is the stuff that touches with the Justice League. I won't say too much, and we won't go too deep in that.
Yeah, no.
If that's something you want us to talk about in the comment section, definitely let us know. We definitely will go back and talk about some of that stuff. Hell, we might reread. I just want an excuse to read Dark Knight's Metal again.
Listen, I have to go through like my entire collection of comic books to find like my single issues of Dark Knight's Metal.
But you're gonna have to pull them, baby. If y'all want it, you're gonna have to pull them.
So I will definitely do it. So let us know.
So key points in not Dark Knight's Metal, excuse me. DC Year of the Villains, key points. What are the most important things that came out of this trade?
All right. First and foremost, Amanda Waller had a plan to talk to the president because she knew Lex Luthor was up to something, but that did not happen. And long story short, we get a nice teaser of everything that's going to happen in Year of the Villain. So Lex Luthor got rid of most of his funds, his fortune, and he's been funding pretty much damn near every single DC villain that we know of at the moment. Mm-hmm. And what they're going to do ties into exactly what he's going to do and what Perpetua is going to do. So all of this links together. And honestly, I think this is really cool because I've been waiting for an event where it's not just the Justice League that's involved. Dark Knight's Metal, let's keep it a stack. It was mostly a Justice League event. Now it's going to this Year of the Villain. It's everyone's involved. This is going to be taking place in books that I didn't even expect for them to be taking place in. So the first issue really does a great job of just letting you know that this isn't going to be just some self-contained event. This is this is how do I say it? This is brand wide.
Yeah. Could you say that for me again, Chief? It was so good that it cut out on you. Say it again.
So this event is not going to be self-contained.
Yep, I know that part. You said, what was the last part you said, though?
This is going to be brand wide.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear. Brand wide.
Brand wide.
So, to kind of put in some of the seasoning or some of the fillings of what Rose said, some of the key points that I noticed that he will most likely agree with was not only did he get rid of all of his assets, but he toppled the presidency on top of it. So he goes into, just like you said, Amanda Waller finds that he and the Legion of Doom have, just like you said, we've taken over the presidency and we've taken it down. Just for an excuse to do something called, spoilers, blow himself the up.
Mm-hmm.
He says that you don't understand what won't happen, but you will. So he just himself. By the way, he told all this to a Brainiac that he's been working to bring back alive. You find that out at the end of Legion of Doom. He's been working with Brainiac and bringing him back to use him. Merlin, in chapter 2, in chapter 2, Merlin you find Merlin, a Green Arrow villain, being attacked by, kind of on the run, and eventually stopped by Green Arrow and Batgirl. Batgirl and Green Arrow are just kind of going, hey, you need to chill out. What are you doing? And Merlin is freaking out. He is going, hey, I've just took my whole company down. I've just got rid of all my assets. It's a royal flush. We're all getting out of here. I don't have time for this. Organizations and institutions are failing. The League of Assassins is all gone. I don't know what's going on. So it's just time to go. He doesn't know who's doing it, but he says it's time to go. Oliver and Batgirl are just like, what are you talking about? Yeah, whatever. Then all of a sudden, it's too late. Leviathan's here.
Ooh.
You see a flash of light, a crack of lightning, and then I was going to say, the only thing you see after that is a flash of light and some crack of lightning. Please take the floor.
I find it very interesting that Merlin is not involved in the mix of
all people. Merlin? I at first I read it and I was like, who the f is this? And then I read Merlin's name and I just went oh! Yeah. I was like, whoa! Of all people, Merlin.
Of all people.
Oh, well, it makes sense. It makes sense. And the fact that this is happening in Seattle, shout out to C-Tech, right up street. But it's the fact that that's happening to him and this whole situation is happening kind of feels like this royal flush is a big thing. It's affecting even his level.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. It's like, since he has ties with the League of Assassins and he has all these other associations with villains and organizations in his hands in different places, the fact that all of them are going down and it even bumps down to his level means it's something.
Yeah.
With that crack of lightning and flash, they disappear. Well, Barbara, all three of them just disappear.
Mm-hmm, yep.
So go ahead, Chief. My bad. I mean, I got excited again.
Oh no. What I was gonna say here is that we haven't seen Merlin in very long. Very long. I don't know if you've read the Green Arrow comics, at least the Rebirth ones. He was there for an arc, just one arc, and then we never seen him again. I don't know if that was on purpose. So like I said, I just find it interesting that, someone who was once a villain, or at least a key villain, is kind of, in this situation, kind of like a B or a C villain, where he's not actually involved in what's happening. He's running away from what's happening.
Yeah, that goes to show you how much the tides are changing. It's really shifting and changing. A lot of the big players are moving up and all the smaller ones are moving back. DC's doing a good, well, I won't say a good job just yet, but I'll say DC is doing an interesting job of kind of mixing the board up.
And even too, there's the whole, even the whole Oliver situation. I don't know if you read. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if you've read the Green Arrow comics, the Rebirth ones, but
I
the
read a
last time we
few. I dropped it a little while ago though. I dropped it a
so,
while back.
so the last time we saw Oliver, he was exiled from Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
He was told to never set foot in Seattle, at least for the time being, because he refused to give up the Justice League Doomsday box that Martian Manhunter had given him. So I like what Bendis is doing here. It's just like you're kind of stepping on toes, at least with the Green Arrow character, because technically he's not supposed to be around, but it's cool that this specific event, is making it so that, hey man, I know I'm not supposed to be here, but
hey,
you guys
happens.
look like you need a little bit of help.
We gotta get back up here.
But so yeah, it's like I like what Bendis is doing here, and now I'm sorry, I had to speak on that a little bit, but
Gotcha.
Please continue.
I will ask you this question: what if this is just classic Bendis ignoring continuity?
Oh.
Bendis writes what he wants to write sometimes.
Oh.
Sometimes he don't give a damn.
You might be onto something, because in the last couple issues of the last Green Arrow comic, Green Arrow had some very kind choice words to Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
He pretty much just said, if I see you again, it's on sight.
Oof.
And now we find out he's gonna be working at least with a couple members of Justice League in Leviathan, and moving forward.
And that's why I'm like, woof. What is happening?
Yeah,
what is happening?
But there's something else I would like to say. We're not gonna jump ahead. We could save that for another issue. We could save that for another episode.
I will say this though: Batgirl got abducted by somebody. I think it's Leviathan.
I think it's Leviathan too.
I mean, I'm just saying, the dude's face matches the front of my book. It matches the trade, so I'm assuming it's him. And one thing I like about Leviathan is that he just comes out of the gate and he's like, "Oh, it's you, Batgirl, Noble Warrior, the Oracle." And I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute." And then he goes by lists. He starts naming all the lists she's been. It's like, "Oh, you're Batgirl. You used to sign up for the Suicide Squad. You was part of the Justice League, Batman Incorporated, GCPD, Birds of Prey, Seven Soldiers of Victory." I was like, wait a minute. Wait. Why you know all this?
Something's up.
And Leviathan tells her, and the way he just shuts her up, he's like, "Why should I?" And he was like, "Let me tell you all this." And she's like, "What? Got your attention now."
And he pretty much tells her something that I agree with. Like, it makes sense what he tells her.
What is it? Why does it make sense then, bro? Tell me. You tell me.
Let's keep this stack. They've been doing, a lot of these heroes have been doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, has anything really changed?
Look at that bitch.
I mean, people still dying. Obviously, if we still keep having major crisis, these villains are getting away with something, multiple things. I like I said, I get it. And notice how we really don't even see her speaking after. So definitely something clicked in that message.
My man was making all kinds of points.
Like, so
as she gives Leviathan, or who is presumably Leviathan, the quiet business. We cut to Bruce. He was talking to Oliver. Like I said, this is Bendis' writing, so this is if Oliver was saying some mean stuff or some big words to the Justice League, and Batman was there getting that grill, he may have forgot about it. I'm just saying, there's a chance that can happen. But he goes and talks to Batman, and he has Damian go to Seattle for me. But Damian's like, "Before you go, I just need to make sure that Leviathan isn't Red Hood from Gotham. So yeah, we got to make sure that's not a thing." So that ends there. And you're like, "What? Oh my god!" I'm not reading Batman, so I'm not sure, Chief. I haven't read Red Hood either, but I'm excited to see where that goes.
Well, here's a little bit of a backstory. So Robin and Red Hood are no longer on speaking terms.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very interesting. So Bentley at least did his homework there. So the last time both of them had spoken, it was, I want to say, 2-3 months ago, back in the Teen Titans annual. Robin confronted Red Hood because he thought that Red Hood had gave him faulty info and set up the Teen Titans for some type of attack. So he pretty much blames Red Hood for a mission gone because apparently Red Hood was the one who gave him the info. Red Hood beat the living crap out of Robin. It was bad. Like, when I tell you it was bad, it was bad. Like, I felt bad for Robin. And normally I think he's a little shit, but yeah, I felt bad for him.
Damn.
So it's very interesting to see that Robin suspected that Red Hood, was working for the other, who was the organization that they're going after in Teen Titans. And now, here we see in Leviathan, he has suspicions that Red Hood could be, the culprit behind everything. So
that's an interesting take. So now that you kind of tell me that, I'm gonna have to go back and read that. So I'm excited to see where that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, goddamn you, Ro, you've piqued my interest. Now I gotta go read more comics.
Hey man, it's good stuff. Like I've been on a kick since 2016. I can't stop.
Good. Cut to chapter 3, and we get the Justice League saving some old civilization out at the edge of the universe. Apparently, the edge of the universe, since the source wall has been taken down, has become this big, it's like it consumes itself. The best way to describe it to me, this is DC's version of what happened to the incursions. But rather than two Earths smashing into each other, destroying the universe is slowly just eating itself. Mm-hmm. A white void is slowly eating itself, and that's what's going to eventually destroy the universe. So the Justice League is all out trying to fly and save billions of people from dying and stuff. And it's Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, there's John Stewart, Green Lantern, Batman's up there, Flash is doing his thing, and even Superman, because he goes and helps out some stuff. He goes and stops one of these crazy priests who starts talking about Perpetua and Mercy and the Source Wall. And everybody says that, we need to die. All this is futile. This is over. Let us all just die. So everybody gets together and they huddle up and they just talk. And they go, hey, this is the other time we heard about Perpetua and Justice League when they was doing stuff over there. And that wasn't fun. So what we gonna do? That's pretty much what the Justice League just did. They was what we gonna do then? So they was well, apparently her great minion is doing her thing. So who's her great minion? Well, it's gotta be Luthor. Luthor already started this. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna have to grow the league now, Chief. Because apparently since Perpetual's down, she gonna be doing her thing. And just like you said, call the homies is exactly what happened. 1-800 help a homie. Can I help you? Yeah, I need all my homies, please. Okay, calling all your homies. I love the beautiful 2-page spread of just Batman's cape having this silhouette thing, the text up top, and it's just his cowl, and on his cowl you just see everybody. Pretty much just some of the big guys with titles in the DCU landscape right now, and I like that. Mm-hmm. I was that's dope. That is dope.
And it's a nice contrast. The first chapter, because we see Lex Luthor pretty much calling his homies.
Yeah. So everybody's gearing up, and eventually. We cut to the last couple pages in the issue where we get Perpetua looking like she's getting ready to build her stuff up, and everything is starting. Everybody's getting ready to gear up and start. Everybody's getting weapons up, their money right. Everybody's getting that ratchet. Everybody got their tool ready, and the Batman who laughs is just hey, I'm ready. Some of these players, they say Perpetua knows here, and some she does not know at all. But her great minion is building himself. And I think the best line that kind of encapsulate what's gonna happen to Lex Luthor. As spoiler alert, he sits in a tank that Perpetua looks at, and she's like, "My chosen son is gonna grow into what he was meant to be." The quote I want to read goes from chapter 1, and I love Snyder for this because his writing always puts a chill down my spine. I'm gonna find that for you, because I think that's the perfect way to end this issue.
I got you, brother. See, for the first time in my life, I believe in something bigger than myself.
The man with the biggest ego on the planet says something like that, you know some shit about to pop off.
Listen, people gonna die.
Somebody gonna get white.
Oh, yes.
Somebody gonna get white. I'm so excited from here, and I can't believe we have to wait all the way till June 5th until Justice League issue 25 to get the second part of this.
But it's right around the corner, though. That's what I love. When you think about it, you really don't have to wait that long for comics. Like, what seems like a while away, in hindsight, a couple Wednesdays away, it ain't no problem, because you're so used to comics coming out like every... Man, you're going to blink and tomorrow's going to be June 5th. Home.
You're right, though. And then I'm going to be excited. Because that's my last... Well, I'm excited because that ends on the last week of school for me. But enough about that. DC Year of the Villains, pick it up. If you need something to read until after you read this and you want to read more, I highly recommend you read Justice League and Dark Knight's Metal. In between that time, if you want to catch up on some stuff, if you want us to talk about it at all in between time, we would love to do so in Roliver Queen's comment section. If you like that, if you enjoyed this, let us know. Give us a like, subscribe. Bless Roliver Queen. Yes, he needs him. Bless him.
And please bless Lambo as well, because this would not exist without my homeboy, my neighbor, Lambo.
I don't know what you're talking about, though. This is the video thing you came up with. Do I have any last words? I like how I just took this show, because that's what neighbors do. Neighbors just walk in your house and just open your bag of chips and come in your house like, yo, and eat all your food and stuff. That's what neighbors do.
No, like I said, man, I appreciate it. I'm really seeing, how far we could take this, because the Year of the Villain is going to be crazy, and we are going to cover every single inch of it.
that is the plan. Pause. That's the plan. I was gonna say pause at every inch, and that's what I was supposed to do. That's why I said pause. Well, that is the plan. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I hope you thoroughly enjoy this, and I hope everybody else thoroughly enjoys this. We just rambling at this point. Now it's turning into my shit. This turning my podcast now, so just cue the music up.
Yeah. Welcome to QBS.